to Know Things Considered. There's a lot of news to get to today, and our contest from yesterday. We'll get to that in a second. But before we do, let's talk about Rex Tillerson. Is he out at the Department of State? A lot of news outlets reporting today that Rex Tillerson is going to be replaced by Mike Pompeo, and it might have something to do with a little bit of a conversation he didn't want to have with the press about a month ago.
Could you address the main headline of this story that you called the president a moron, and if not, where do you think these reports?
I'm not going to deal with petty stuff like that. I mean, this is what I don't understand about Washington.
Yeah, the back and forth of calling the president a moron, or an effing moron, as he was rumored to have called him, probably didn't do well for the whole staying Secretary of State thing in the long run. That's just one of those things. Let's get to the results of our contest yesterday. I asked you guys to guess the next celebrity that would be named in sexual assault or sexual harassment allegations. No one guessed Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons was the next to be accused this morning, so we're going to do it again, starting right now in the comments. If you guys can guess the next celebrity, male or female, who is going to be called on sexual harassment or sexual assault allegations, you will win this fantastic Washington Examiner umbrella. How about that? Wow, what a great deal. And while we're here, let's check in on our friend, see where in the world he is. Where in the world is Matt Lauer? The details of the Matt Lauer sexual assault, sexual harassment allegations were ridiculous. And we'll get to that in a second, because another video dropped of him talking to his colleague, Meredith Vieira, off camera. This is from TMZ.
Bye. Bye-bye. I'm going.
Hey, Sweater. Keep bending over like that. It's a nice view.
How in the world was he able to get away with this kind of stuff? These comments are like from like the 70s, 80s, Playboy Mansion, Mad Men, kind of gross, like almost comically bad. How did that happen? But even more so, did anybody think that anything was odd when he added a remote lock on the door in his weird corner office that he would bring people into? It's kind of a bizarre, gross scenario. And remember how 30 Rock had predicted what had happened with Harvey Weinstein because they knew?
Don't do it, J-Mo. You don't want to mess with Weird Al.
Oh, please. I'm not afraid of anyone in show business. I turned down intercourse with Harvey Weinstein on no less than 3 occasions out of 5.
Yeah, that. Well, it turns out Parks and Recreation also predicted what was going to happen with Matt Lauer. Check it out.
This year, she outdid herself. She had it installed over the weekend.
Creepy locks on the doors. Come hang out in my office, says Matt Lauer in a dark corner office. Hit the button. Just. One person who was defending Matt Lauer yesterday was none other than Geraldo Rivera. Here in this tweet, you can put that full screen. Geraldo says that news is a flirty business. The news is a flirty business, according to a man who sent a picture that looks like that to someone, and it leaked out on the web. And also, it turns out that Geraldo had a very interesting and harassing encounter with Bette Midler. Check out this video.
Geraldo and his producer came to do an interview with me in the 70s, the early 70s. And he and his producer left the crew in the other room. They pushed me into my bathroom. They broke 2 poppers and pushed them under my nose and proceeded to grope me.
I think we're all Barbara Walters right there, by the way. How has this been able to continue going on in Hollywood and in news and in politics? Is it powerful people? Is that the thing? Everyone who has been harassed and assaulted needs to stand up and say something. This is getting ridiculous. But back to the subject, Geraldo says that news is a flirty business, and apparently he pushed around Bette Midler with his producer. Right, Barbara Walters? I can't get over the concept that you would be able to defend what Matt Lauer did and defend what you did. Again, Barbara. Speaking of people we should be giving the Barbara Walters look to, John Conyers and Nancy Pelosi. Today, Nancy Pelosi coming out and saying that John Conyers needs to resign. Here's a clip from that press conference.
John Conyers is an icon in our country.
Oh, wait, sorry, that was from Meet the Press on Sunday when she said that he was an icon. He was somebody that did a lot of work for women. Well, that opinion changed over the last few days, probably because it was making her look bad. And now she's decided to tell Conyers to step down. Here's a clip from that.
I pray for Congressman Conyers and his family and wish them well. However, Congressman Conyers should resign.
See, I guess your opinion can change after multiple more allegations, even though he settled his sexual harassment allegations with your taxpayer money. It's time for her to change her opinion on it. Let's get some more from the press conference today.
He has done a great deal to protect women, Violence Against Women Act, which the right wing is now quoting me as praising him for his work on that, and he did great work on that.
Sorry, that was from Sunday. Again, he's done great work for women, that John Conyers. Barbara summarizes America's opinion of this entire situation. Let's go back for more from Nancy Pelosi today when she decided not to defend John Conyers a few days after she said that he was a great icon that did a lot of great work for women.
As Dean, Congressman Conyers has served our Congress for more than 5 decades and shaped some of the most consequential legislation of the last half-century. However, zero tolerance means consequences for everyone. No matter how great the legacy, it's no license to harass or discriminate. In fact, it makes it even more disappointing.
Zero tolerance means consequences for everyone, regardless. Well, John Conyers is in a very easily democratically replaceable district, so he'll go and then somebody else from the Democratic Party will take his place. There's another guy, though, that she doesn't seem to be standing up to with the whole zero tolerance thing. You might know him as Al Franken. Now, he only won his election for office by 325 votes the first time. So his seat's actually at risk of being lost to a Republican. So zero tolerance, it only applies when we can easily replace a Democrat with a Democrat. I'm tired of sexual assault and sexual harassment. I say this every day. I'm so sick of this story. Let's go across the pond to Australia, where they were experimenting with Coke bottles and nitrogen and almost blew one of the reporters' heads off. Let's just watch this segment.
So here we go.
Anything that's not sexual harassment is great. So there we go. That's not the violent part yet. Here it comes when one of the anchors almost kills herself, literally, on air.
And then what do I do with it?
Turn it, just sort of face it towards the sky, not towards the cameras.
Upside down?
Upside down. I've done it twice. You should have been watching.
I wasn't watching.
I promise it's safe.
I can't hear out of my right ear.
It was nice meeting you, and
I can't hear out of my right ear. Much better than anything harassment-wise. Right, Barbara? Right. Barbara got it again. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Scott Walker signed into law a piece of legislation that says that there's no longer age restrictions on being able to obtain a hunting license. And immediately after that, 10 babies, people under 1 year old, obtained hunting licenses. Now, that's shocking enough, but if you enter baby with gun into Google, you will get lots of images that might even shock you more than that piece of news. There's that one. And so there's a pretty good one there, that baby with a gun. And there's this baby. This is absolutely my favorite one here. Here we go. You can just go on for days on Google looking up baby with gun and just nonstop babies with guns. Guys, don't let your babies play with guns. Come on, use some common sense out there. Right, Barbara? Barbara, again, nailing it. She's got that judgmental look that speaks for all of America. Also in the news, Las Vegas is no longer just Sin City by itself. Wallet Hub, a website, did a survey of 182 cities to figure out what was Sin City's number 2 through 182. Of course, we needed to know all of this. And if you're wondering what number 2 is, it is none other than St. Louis, Missouri. Now, it gets a little weird here when we take a look at the rankings of where these cities are, because number 3 is North Las Vegas, which is kind of weird. I always say that I grew up in a bad part of Baltimore called Baltimore. So I guess that's the same thing. Detroit coming in number 4, Charleston, West Virginia coming in number 5. And if you're wondering why Detroit is so bad, probably has a lot to do with just Kid Rock's house. Just if you stop by his house, it's all of the sin in all of Detroit. If you're wondering who number 182 was, it was South Burlington, Vermont. So if you want to go to the least sinful place in the country, where God probably just shines a light all day long, South Burlington, Vermont. Thanks, Wallet Hub, for doing a study that makes literally no sense. So it's a very subjective thing. And finally today, in very, very sad news, it turns out one of my favorite TV show hosts, Jerry Springer, will not be running for governor of Ohio. And that hurts my feelings. I mean, we could have had so much material there. I just, could you imagine crowds cheering Jerry, 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 and then him wondering about sexual harassment, whatever allegations. He was very open about many of the things he did with many of his guests throughout the years. Very interesting stories from Jerry Springer. So I guess we all lose on that one. Guys, thanks for watching No Things Considered tonight. We're here every night of the week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Toss me that. And remember, if you guess the next person who is going to be called out for harassment or assault, you can win this Examiner, fantastic Examiner umbrella. So put that in the comments. If you can figure out who it is, we'll send you one. We had a lot of good guesses yesterday, but none of them were Russell Simmons. You never know who it's going to be. I mean, Garrison Keillor, Matt Lauer yesterday, Russell Simmons today. Where will it end? It probably won't end. There will only be 6 people left in Congress by the time we're finished. Click the like button, click the heart button, click the smiley face button if you like it. Share it with your friends, and go to facebook.com/nothingsconsidered to like this stuff if you want to get some more breaking news and great journalism. Completely opposite of what I do for a living. You go to WashingtonExaminer.com or scroll down on this very Facebook page. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.